Good morning and welcome. My name is Michelle. You've reached my channel, Farm Girl, and I'm here today for a little recap of retreat, but I do have a lot of stitching to show you as well. I have a super loads and loads and loads of stuff to show you, and I need to get to the hospital. So Gary, his surgery, thank you for all the well wishes and the prayers. His surgery went well. He's had a few complications and an infection, so he's been back in the hospital for 5 days, I believe. Really hoping that he is going to come home today. So I came back from the Amanas and from the retreat with a stomach bug, which I'm really hoping I didn't pass on to anyone else. I did pass it on to Gary, which I felt terrible. Seems to be a much stronger immune system than I do, because when he gets sick, he doesn't get it at near the intensity that I do. So 7 days and his kicked in, and he had the nausea and a fever, but hopefully he's still going to get out of the hospital. So, they know it's viral because he's been on a bazillion antibiotics. So, okay, well, I have some finishes at first that I wanted to show you. A few of these I showed in my last video of ones that I was working on, but I do have a really, really, really old finish, probably like circa 1994, that I just decided it was in my bin of shame, and I just decided I'm just gonna finish it. So these were Cricket collection, and I don't remember what book they're out of. I'm sure I still have the book somewhere, but if you really need to know. But I just decided, you know what, I'm going to make these into smalls and just throw them in a basket somewhere. So I did that. I just finished them with a little rickrack trim, and I backed them, which I don't know how well this goes, but this is a really old line of basic gray fabric. I think it was called Figgy Pudding. And by old, I mean it's probably like 15 years old or so. So they stopped making paper. They still make fabric. I don't think they make paper anymore. They used to make, they used to have it like a scrapbook paper line. But anyways, so I finished those. Pretty simple. Stuffed them with some cotton, and so I'll be able to put those out for Christmas. And then I showed you I was working on Stacy Nash. This is called Ann Sampler Pin Keep, and I finished those. So this is it. Ann Sampler Pin Keep. Aren't those adorbs? And I did finish those, and I did a little bit of changing. I think there's this little stork scissor motif here, and I elected to add my initials in here, and then I got a pen mark on my fabric, so I just stitched the ear over it, and now you can't see it. You can, if you look really close, you can still see the little bit of pen mark. So pro tip, happens. And I love these. I think they're just super adorable. I did notice a mistake. No need to point out that if I stitched every square individually that it wouldn't have happened, because I don't stitch every square, but I missed half a row here of crossing back over. So I might have to just pull the stuffing out of here and finish that off. We'll see. It's okay if it's a little wabi-sabi too. That doesn't bother me. These are not ever going to be entered in the fair or anything like that. Just kind of speaks to how quickly I race through things. And this is pretty much par for the course with everything I stitch. I remember one time I made a spelling error on something. I missed a letter and posted on Instagram, and thank goodness. Maybe that's what I should do, is just post everything on Instagram, let you guys give it a thorough looking over before I FFO it. Because it seems like every single thing that I stitch, I do that with. Whatever, it's just personalizing, right? So there they are. I love them. I just think they're so sweet. I used all the called for. I think I may have used the called for fabric as well, and the called for threads, with the exception of this color here, which I didn't have, and I substituted Weeks Dye Works Adobe. And I really liked the kind of pink cast that it gave, which I think is a little bit more pink than what shows in the pattern, but I really liked it. So I love these. And next I was working on Be of Good Cheer. This is a Scarlet House, and this one is on a 28 count khaki cream gingham from Weeks Dye Works. So it calls for 1 strand. I ended up using 2, and I used a lot of it, but it's done and it's just sweet. And if I had to do it over again, I almost think I would have just done it in DMC. I don't really necessarily feel like this needed silks necessarily for me. It sure is pretty, and I do love that red. And that is, I didn't use any of the called for silks. I used my own little conversion, and I believe it was Gloriana Schoolhouse Red, which is one of my faves. It's very pretty, but I'm glad that's done. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I really like the tray, but I'm running out of like table space too. But I do love a little vignette, so I probably find a place for it. These trays aren't available anymore at Hobby Lobby. I've looked because she has another pattern that calls for it, something that she fairly recently released, and those aren't available. They're not even available on their website. So then I have a Stitch 9 finish. You might remember last time I was working on my Farmhouse Christmas, and I did finish it. So there that is. That's really nice to have done. It's not, I mean, they aren't difficult. They take, you know, a day or 2 of stitching per block, but I'm really happy to have that done. And I elected to do the border, which is free. If you go to Little House Needleworks, the border is there. I believe I stitched mine on a 32 count natural linen. That's what it looks like. It looks like a 32 count, but it's 2/2. I think I've mentioned before, I don't mind stitching with 2 threads. I like the coverage of it on 32 count for a lot of things, and it's just really pretty. So I'm super happy to have that done. And when I have some time, I will work on FFOing that one. And then I just have one more small finish. So this I picked up, we stopped at Country Sampler on the way to Amana for the retreat. And Jen, Kim, and I, all 3 of us, got this Pineberry Lane. And the pattern is called Home. And it's just teeny tiny. It looks big, but it's not. It's just little teeny tiny. So, and I managed to get that complete. And I'm going to put it in a frame and put it upstairs in my guest bedroom. I kind of wish I had done it on a gray fabric. I really like that, but I think once I get it into a frame, it's just like a lot of tan for me, but it's very cute. And for whatever reason, it looks like mine is taller. I don't know why that is, but it's not. Oh, I need to, see? I actually need to do the window panes still. Hopefully when it's framed, mine will look, doesn't it? Isn't that weird? How much taller mine looks? Kind of bizarre. So I'm gonna maybe just do a little stoppy at Hobby Lobby today and see if they have like a little tiny frame that might fit that. And I have one other finish, but it was also a new start and involves the retreat stuff. So I will show you that. I know that you all have been bombarded with all the retreat goodies, but I would be remiss not to show you, right? Seeing as I hosted the retreat. So just in case you haven't seen it, we got these beautiful boxes, and Brenda did just a beautiful job of presenting us with the kits that she did for us. And I'm so grateful to her for making this retreat so special. So she actually had the cover here is actually printed right on the box, and it's just fabulous. And I had her sign my box. And then inside, everything is just beautifully packaged and all in the box here. And we just got some fabulous stuff. So right on the top, so these are going to be exclusive for the next year. And then she will be making them available to everyone. I know that that's not always fun, but believe me, I feel the pain of that too, because the last 2 retreats she did with Shepherd's Bush, it was, I had to wait a year for those patterns too. And O Tannenbaum was one of them. And I eagerly was anticipating the public release of that chart. So, and then I have it, and I still haven't even stitched it. I have it all kitted up, but I haven't stitched it yet. So while it's sometimes not fun to wait, sometimes you just have to. So here's the sampler that she did for us, and we were lucky enough to see a small part of Brenda's personal collection of antique samplers. I'm just gonna move this down a little bit. A small part of her collection of antique samplers, and the 2 samplers that she used as her inspiration to design this sampler for us, and the little motifs from that sampler. It's so pretty. It's very Brenda-esque, the motifs, the bird, the basket, the house is just so pretty. Everything about it. The border is just beautiful with the strawberries, and I love it. I love everything about it. And the colors are just right up my alley. So the pinks, I love it. She also told us a great story, and she gave us all a little box of Whitman's samplers about the chocolates. So Whitman's, apparently they have quite a collection of samplers, and during slow times they would send their employees out to go shop for antique samplers. And the borders that you see are inspired by the borders on their sampler collection, along with the little floral motifs, which I thought was really amazing. I mean, talk about a passion. That's really awesome. So shout out to Whitman's. I have a whole new appreciation for them. I love it. And then inside our box, we had some more goodies. We also had a small class project. So we made these really cute little scissor fobs. So Brenda had this motif, which is the same motif as the pincushion, and she had that printed onto fabric. And then we made these adorable little scissor fobs, which I just thought was really sweet, and just a fun way to learn a new technique. And then we also made these little counting pins, little berries. And we painted the tops, and it was just so much fun. And we waxed them and antiqued them, and I really enjoyed that process. My chickens are running out there. So that was fun. So I can't wait to get my little pin cushion made. And this is the pin cushion. And then on the back is a little needle book, which was so pretty. I love stuff like this. And there it is all folded up. It's just beautiful. And the way that she presented us with the floss on these beautiful printed floss cards, I mean, just lovely. And the fabric. If I get a delivery, like the UPS guy is going to come, like, it's going to be so awkward. But so I have the kits here, and just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then we also got the base for the pincushion and the little tart, and love it. So I'm super excited to get started on that. I almost don't want to dig into this box because it's so fantastic. On Friday night, she also, just as a little bonus, she has a new series. It's called Souvenirs of the Heart, and she presented us each with a copy just to commemorate our time in Amana. This pattern is called Autumn in Amana. It's so pretty, and they're stitched 1/1 on 28 count, and they're teeny tiny. They're so cute. So really looking forward to that. And it's gonna be so awkward if somebody pulls up. So that was really fun to be able to attend that retreat and have Brenda do a presentation for us. It was just like, it was over the top how fantastic it was. One thing I also wanted to mention, I swear I hear a car coming up. I also made coordinating project bags. A few people got red, and but this was the main design. This is a French General fabric. They both are, and I just think they're so pretty. And there were some goodies inside as well. And so I have this, and there's a little bow that goes on the outside here to hold it all together. And here's the fabulous part of this is that Brenda was gracious enough to send a box home with me to give to one of my viewers. And so one of you lucky people are going to get to go home with this. I know I have a drawing due for that Stacy Nash Gathering the Greens patterns. I'm going to do that in my next video along with this one. And I'll also send you the project bag with all the goodies that everyone got. And I also have a copy of Souvenirs of the Heart for you that Brenda also generously donated. So all you need to do is leave a comment. Just leave a comment and mention Brenda's name in the comment so that I can search. So the way that I do it is I use a random comment generator and I search for particular words so that I know that you want to be entered. So that, because I did have a prize go to someone once who seemingly wasn't interested. So if you don't put Brenda's name, you're not going to pop up in those search. So make sure that when you comment, you say Brenda. And then thank you, Brenda, from the bottom of my heart for first donating these, and so that someone who couldn't attend will be able to enjoy it, and just for making the retreat over the top fantastic, because it really was. So next year we're going to see Teresa Vanette of Kitten Stitcher, aka Shakespeare's Peddler, will be our featured designer. I swore before we even left for Amana that I would never, ever, ever do a retreat ever in another state, because the logistics of that was really difficult and arranging everything. But the people of Price Creek, Yana and David, were so incredibly amazing. The caterers were just so super reliable and fantastic that Yana has even expanded the menu options for us to accommodate us. So for the next 2 years, for sure, we will be back in Amana. I'm so happy that everyone enjoyed the Amana colonies as much as my family loves them. We have family ties there, and you know, there's no stitching shop there, so it was kind of it was a little nerve-wracking about what the reception was going to be, and I think if everyone didn't love it, I was going to be a little crushed, because it's honestly one of my favorite places in the entire world. Our house is riddled with tokens of Amana. These little houses here, let me just grab a couple to show you. They are They are little tiny models of the houses in Amana. And David and Yana just made our stay there extra fantastic. They were so incredibly accommodating. And now that we've had a retreat there and they kind of see our needs, and the room was amazing. There was so much floor space. We still love Oak Ridge in Chaska and what they do for us. And the May retreat will continue to be there. But you know, Price Creek was so fantastic that we just want to go back there. And the Amanas are so beautiful. And everyone felt like they needed more time to explore there. So if you are interested in a retreat, you must be on Facebook and you must join the Midwest Cross Stitchers retreat group if you want to attend one of my retreats. There's just no way around that. There have been plenty of people who have joined Facebook in order to become members of that group so that they can come to the retreat and do come to the retreat. So I need to be able to communicate things with people, and I can't do that effectively as well as I can on Facebook by just being able to post one. So I know that there are some people who don't like that. I feel like the sign-up process has kind of gone through some growing pains, and now it's, you know, all those things have been ironed out and people understand the process now. And I have not, I mean, there's one incident where usually there are many with people who don't agree with something. And so it's just been going much more smoothly, and I just so appreciate that. I appreciate everybody's reading the directions and following them so that we can all have an enjoyable experience during the sign up process. Because honestly, for me, that's the toughest part, and involves the most communication with numerous people. So then once I get that done, and once it's done quickly, then I can just get on to planning the event, which is, I mean, that's my favorite part. I have lots of ideas, and I usually build my ideas off of the designer's ideas. So, so that everything kind of flows and coordinates, and I really enjoy that. So I hope that shows in, which I think it does, in the experiences that people have had at retreat. Lisa, I think, gave me, Kindred Stitcher, I was watching her video last night, and I think she gave me one of the biggest compliments I could ever receive, where she said that was, you know, one of the best retreats that she's ever been to. And that girl's been to some retreats. So I just want to tell you guys that it comes from the bottom of my heart that I just want to make it a great experience for everyone. And I love that you all come, and so happy to have made so many amazing friends there. And it's a fantastic time. It kind of just feeds my soul, on top of having a good time and meeting fantastic designers. So next year we will have Teresa. Teresa's already, the wheels are spinning. She's such a creative genius. I really enjoy her just as a person and a friend. And so I'm super happy to have her coming next year and designing something for us. I'm actually going to 2 Teresa retreats next year, so that'll be fantastic. And then the next year, Brenda is coming back. So she'll be back in 2021. And those 2 retreats will also be at the Amana colonies. I have Kathy Haberman coming in May of 2020 to Oak Ridge Conference Center in Chaska. And just a few days ago, I confirmed that Paulette Stewart will be hosting the 2021 May retreat, also at Oak Ridge. So, I mean, I'm just over the moon. These are all of my favorite designers, and the fact that I'm just overwhelmed and super excited to be working with all of them. And we're going to have an amazing time. Okay, so I have had a couple of requests from people as well to see some of these. So these are just little ceramic houses, and they're little models of some landmarks in Amana. So this is Die Heimat. This is a bed and breakfast, and this is located in Homestead. And Amana is comprised of 7 different little neighborhoods, all within 2 or 3 miles of each other. They were designed to be within walking distance from one village to the next. This is the woolen mill. Many of you saw the woolen mill, although they're closed right now for renovation. This is the original building. And that is in Maine, Amana. The Amana Furniture Shop is also in Maine, Amana. And then one last building. Oh, my favorite. So it used to be called the Amana Store. It's now called the General Store. And this is one of my favorite shopping places. So those belong to my mother-in-law. She loved them, and now I love them, and I am very happy to have them. I don't think that you can readily find those anymore. You can find them in the antique stores, but they are not making them and selling them new that I'm aware of. So I have another of my Stitch 9 pieces that I'm getting very close to finishing. I'm hoping that I will finish it either today or tomorrow. And this is, let's see if I can find a picture here. Okay, so this is the Birds of a Feather chart is no longer available. This is with Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And I'm pretty close. I keep running out of kudzu, so I've had to go back a few times now. Different die lots don't seem to have, it's pretty variegated, which is kind of nice because then you can kind of blend them in quite a bit. So this is a different die lot. These are 3 different die lots from here, here, and here. And you can see they all work pretty well together. Let me just see if I can stick something behind there. And so I just have a few letters of the alphabet to go in here. I have to finish the bird and then just a few more leaves. And I think that is it. This is beautiful. I wish maybe I wouldn't have a problem completing charts and not missing stuff if they were all broken up into 3 sections like this one is. So I've been really enjoying this. It's on a 40 count vintage pearl barley by Lakeside Linen. And so I showed it to Brenda. She said hers is much smaller because I think the called for fabric is a 36 count. And she said mine is much smaller. But it's just so pretty. I really, really love it. Really beautiful. And this one will get framed right away. Just lovely. You can see the little sheep in there. You don't have a problem seeing them in person, but I just think of the lighting this morning. They're not showing up great, but there they are. Just so pretty. The colors, I love how they're kind of muted, and then it's this really bold red. It's just fantastic. Brenda has a great way with color. So I'm really enjoying that. I can't wait to finish that. That is going to be my hospital stitching today. I want to show you some gifts that I got. I'm not going to show you everything that I got, but some of this I think is really nice to show you. Just, we have the holidays coming up, and if you have stitchy friends that you buy gifts for, some of these are really great gifts. So I want to start with something that I really think fits that description. And so this is from Suzette, Primitive Stitcher. And this is just a jar that she used and filled with candies. But you could put some, it'd be really cute if you did like a little, maybe a corner gauge and a thread keep, maybe a needle minder, a package of needles, a beautiful silk floss, and just a little bundle of fabric. And you can even put like a small little pattern in here, that you could just slide in, and it would be a really beautiful presentation. And then maybe a couple counting pins or something for a stitching friend. She also brought some needle minders and this beautiful tomato pin cushion, which she made. And it is just so sweet. I love it. And she put a magnet in the bottom so that it sticks to the top, which I love that. So you're not going to drop it. It was very thoughtful. Suzette's gifts always are, and she's the loveliest person. I just adore her. So thank you, Suzette. I appreciate you so much. I just love this. And I'm going to steal this idea because this is a good gift. Okay, then I have the amazing Marcy, who stitched this beautiful chart for me. And I just wanted to get the information here for you. So here's the chart information. So she got this off of an Etsy site. It's called 1909 Crochet Filet Goat. So I guess crochet fillet, I don't know if that's the correct terminology, is that they're like little squares and you crochet with a very fine, it's not even really a yarn. I think it's more like a thread, and I think you can even do them. I mean, they almost look like they're done with a pearl cotton, and you chain stitch in squares to make a design. And so she adapted that pattern to do this for me, which is fantastic. And who wouldn't want to even have the crocheted version of this? I would love to. That would be amazing too. Marcy is the queen of embellishing, and she does it in such a way that it's so incredibly tasteful and very kind of Victorian to me. And I wish I had this gift. I don't. I cannot put stuff together like this, but she just has an eye for it. I mean, there's like 3 different trims here, and then the button with the silk, and layered on top of this with another trim, and it's amazingly beautiful, and it's so pretty, and you can see all the trim. So this is a velvet trim. So here's a velvet trim here, and then a chenille, and then this little crocheted edge there, and then the pom-pom, and it all works together. Like, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And she's did variegated thread. It's just so pretty. I love this. And then she made this little flat fold, and her finishing is, and she used like a twill tape here. Her finishing is perfection. It's absolutely amazing. I don't know how many times I cried this weekend, but so many people gave me such beautiful, really heartfelt, thoughtful gifts that, yeah, I bawled like a baby pretty much all weekend. And then, as if that wasn't enough, she brought me this. It's so awesome. So, what might this be? It's a goat harness. It's an antique French goat harness, and it is so awesome. And it's in fantastic condition, like really fantastic condition. And this is going to go in a place of honor in my home on a wall somewhere. It's fantastic. I am not going to lie. I might try it on one of the goats in the spring. At one time I've sold goats before for backpackers as pack goats. And the goats love it. But I don't know. My girls are divas. I'm thinking they're probably not going to want to pull a cart. I may be able to convince the boys. Maybe. But I'm going to try it. So be looking for this in the spring. During our exchange, so I was lucky enough to get Linda Jo Pretty Southern's exchange during our smalls exchange. And so they were all Brenda Gervais patterns. I'm not sure what this one is, but it's just so cute. Look at that little witch. She's so freaking adorable. She does adorable. Love her. It's beautifully stitched. It's beautifully well made, as we all expect from Linda Jo, who is like an expert seamstress. And it's got this cute little drawstring bag. And I'm going to fill it, I think, with some beans, like some kidney beans to give it a little bit of weight. And I'm going to put it in a little display. So I love it. Thanks, Linda Jo. I love this. It's so cute. And she also, she brought me a project bag. Wasn't that so sweet? It's so pretty. And look at the back of that. It's fabulous. All those birds. Just pretty. I've been using it, so it's all kind of wrinkly because I've had it in my bag. It's got my retreat stitching in it, but I love this. Thank you, Linda Jo. And again, I know she sells her stuff periodically. She'll put some bags up for sale, and I have to say, this is extremely well made. Like, her corners are perfection. Probably, I mean, I'll say one of the best bags of all the project bags I've bought. This one is right at the top for quality. I mean, it's just, everything is perfection on it. And let's see. Okay, I wanted to talk about Sally, the Humble Bumble Stitcher, and unfortunately, I did show it on my Instagram, but I neglected to get a video of all the things that she sent to us for the exchange, but I do have a few pieces here to show you. And I have to say that she ships this over from the UK, which is not inexpensive, and she ships multiple boxes. It's just crazy generous, and she is so supportive of my retreats and the door. She's every single retreat. She has sent amazing door prizes and gifts, so I just appreciate it. She has these little, I mean, this is so over the top. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. And she made a little pin cushion to go on top. So sweet. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. And I think this is from this year. I have one from last year too. So it's a little like coffin scissor case, and she put some scissors in there. Sorry, my chickens are so distracting. And so this is just adorable. And then there were these floss cards, and she has floss away bags in here. They're just absolutely adorable. And have this cute little cauldron stitched on them. And then her primitive dolls are amazing. So for the retreat, she sent a little pumpkin person and a cat, and then I purchased a couple from her. So this is the cat that I got. She's so cute. And they have just these like little chubby bodies, and they're so well made. Let me just show you the layers. And her detail is amazing. So she's got these cute little pumpkin bloomers and this cute little checked dress or little slip, and then a little dress over it. Just so well done. She's so cute. And here's my little pumpkin lady. So cute. And she's got same thing going on for her. She's got these little bloomers, and she's done in flannel. Her skirt is pieced, and she has this beautiful hand knit sweater. Isn't that adorable? And she's got this little bell, and it says trick or treat. And look at her face. Isn't she so sweet? And then I bought this off of her website. I believe that this is her Priscilla box. I just love it. It's super primitive. It's got this beautiful ticking, and it says needles, pins, and stitching things. And it's just perfect. It's a paper mache box that she's lined. It's so fantastic. And perfect to put next to your stitching spot. You can put all of your stuff in here, patterns, everything, and you don't have to worry about your cats knocking it off. And the last thing I want to show you that I bought from her was this beautiful snow lady. So she's going to have these. I'm going to link her her website below. So she's moved to a website, and I just want to show you the detail on her. So she's got this beautiful primitive dress and a little button here and a little bow. And on her beautiful little primitive bloomers, she's got Look at these buttons. These little charms. And then on this one, a little snowman. And she's just so cute as a little shelf sitter. I love her. I love her. She might go right here in my kitchen. We'll see. I changed this out and I'll put poinsettias here. She's so cute. I love her. So Sally, thank you so much. Sally also made scissor fobs for everyone at the retreat, which was like just over the top generous, over the top. Another thing I got, which I'm going to show you, I have it loaded right now because this is how I'm using it, because I use all my stuff, Michelle. So Michelle Garrett gifted this to me, and she said, I was just watching her last video, and she's got all this beautiful stuff sitting on the shelf behind her, and she said it's just sitting there. They're like shelf dwellers. Don't let things sit on your shelves. Pick them up, use them, enjoy them, especially when you spent all that time stitching them. So I use everything. See, so this, I cannot even believe that she gave this to me. I saw it on one of her videos, and I remember when she got this, all these at a it was an estate sale, and she took it to Acorns and Threads and wanted help finding something, how to finish it. And they came up with this beautiful tray here, and it just beautifully displays all of the stitching and this really pretty band here. I love it. I love, love, love it. Isn't that just the cutest thing ever? Isn't that adorable? I love this so much. And it's loaded with all my retreat things. Thank you to Acorns and Threads for finishing it. And Michelle, thank you. You know I love you so much. This was just super special, and I just appreciate it beyond words. So let me show you what's in my box. I have this. Kay gave this to me. And she also gave me a Mama Joan project bag. And this was a 300-year anniversary, I believe, of Louisiana. So thank you, Kay. But this little bag is super handy. You can put a needle minder, a small scissors. I'm obsessed with mini scissors. So I always have mini scissors that would be perfect for fitting in here. It's just the cutest little bag. I love it. I'm not sure where she got it, but it sure is cute. Madeline and I actually just made mini bags. They were bigger than this, but we made little makeup bags this weekend. Okay, and then in my box of goodies, I have a little pattern for scissor fob from Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches, and she gifted one of those to everyone at the retreat as well. So thank you for that. Okay, and then here are my retreat goodies. First, so this is a pattern I've been waiting for a year, because this was a shepherd's bush project from last year's retreat. This is not available yet, but it will be this year. Brenda just released all of her small Christmas patterns, and this one is going to be released shortly. Not available yet, but will be this year. And so here it is. It's just super duper adorable. This beautiful sampler. I can't even tell you how much I love that. And then to go along with it is this beautiful pin cushion. I love those. I've been waiting and waiting. So I'm very excited to finally have that. And then these were all available at her little shop that she had set up for us, which was absolutely fabulous. I got mostly kits. Santa's Tree Farm. How cute is that? And it's all kitted up here. I'm assuming she's going to have some of the kits available on her website too, countrystitchesonline.com. I'll link it down below. You can check that out. And Merry Old Soul. How cute is he? I love that. Look at his little bag. It's like a little snowman's stocking. That is kitted as well. I missed the Rick Rack, but this is her linen Rick Rack, which I love. And she does sell that on her online shop. I bought a project bag, and I bought her first project bag, which has the instructions in it. So if you have the instructions, all you need is the refill kit. They're made the same way. So you can save a little bit of money doing that, and it's panels that's cut out the same way. I need to get started on those. Then I have another, this is the Holiday Hoopla series, Christmas. So Holiday Hoopla, it's a whole series that she's got, and this one is the Christmas one. And this was also a kit. And here's the pretty floss colors, and I actually did finish him. I don't have it totally finished, but I just kind of fit it in the hoop. And let me just show you. Isn't he cute? I think I want to make a dozen of these and just have them all over my tree. This little tiny hoop is really nice. It's not like a cheap Michaels hoop. And you can see the edges are rounded, and they're very nice. So I might have to order some of those because I really like the quality of those. They're just adorable. So I need to finish that one. And then I have, oh, this one is so fantastic. Peppermint Pals. What's the name of it? How cute. Put the little charm here. Look at his pants. So cute. So it's, the lighting is terrible. It's more of an aqua blue, not a blue blue. There, you can see that. That's a little bit more true to color there. But isn't that fabulous? Look at the colors. And it's a Lugana. It's 32 count mint Lugana by Picture This Plus. I can't wait to stitch him. He's so cute. I love the border. Look at his little basket, his little snowman. It's just so cute. She included the charm here too. I'm assuming we have to paint it. Yeah, and she did have to substitute one of the colors because of availability. You know, those hand dyers are so busy right now. We're definitely keeping them in business. And lastly, I have Candy Cane Lane. This I think is my favorite of all of her new releases. What you can't see, here's the kit. Isn't that gorgeous? Love those colors. What you can't see is that the fabric is a 40 count natural with the silver sparkle. So it's got like a silver thread that runs through it. And you can't really see it. It's by Fabric Flare. And you can't really see it in the fabric here either until you just hit the light just right and you just get this really sweet little twinkle off of it. It's really pretty. So those charts that are kitted that I just showed you are all shipping to shops now. So those will be ready very, very soon. This one chart that I'm going to show you was a gift. And I did ask Brenda, and it is not going to be released. It was a personal gift to me. Over the top generous. It is such an honor to have this chart. And I understand some of you are going to want to stitch it. It's not going to be released. The good news is that she has so many beautiful charts that it's okay that I have one for me that everyone else can't get, right? So I would love it if you could just be happy for me. It was just personalized for me. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this. Let me just take this out. It's all crinkly because, you know, I've been sleeping with it. But I need to kit it up. So here's something interesting I also learned about Brenda is that she charts everything in DMC, and then she stitches all her own models except for those when she's going to market. She gets model stitchers to help her with those. Otherwise, she stitches everything herself, and she chooses the colors as she goes along. after charting everything in DMC. So I thought that was really interesting to know her process. This is the chart she designed specifically for me. This is my beautiful Chloe. And you will notice my Marema up in the corner. Those are my 5 livestock guardian dogs. She put a note on the back here that she had to creep my videos to try and count how many dogs I have. And she was hoping that was right because they move a lot. And they make it hard to count. She also said, and don't tell Dookie he isn't part of this sampler, the little goat beard would also be great stitched in Whisper. So, you guys, I have my own Brenda chart. I can't even. I think this is probably one of the most considerate and thoughtful gestures that that I've ever had. I'm so over the moon about this. So, I'm going to be kitting this up and starting this very soon. I think this might be a January 1st or Christmas start for me. But there it is, my own chart, my own chart. I love this. I love it. I love my little Chloekins. So thank you so much, Brenda. That was just amazing. Amazing, amazing. She also had in her shop just like some little goodies. I've never tried these. These are fantastic little, they are cotton and they're not over dyes, but look at them. Aren't they beautiful? The colors are so vibrant and it came with a free chart, which is right here. It's just, they're so pretty. So it's a 6-stranded floss and she has those available on her website. You can give those a try. And then all these fun little things. Little strawberry. I actually bought 2 and the other one was in this little container. There's the little strawberry in there. And then I bought some more. This beautiful card with the buttons is so pretty. And I don't know what she puts in them, but they smell amazing. Aren't they pretty? And these are just going to be strictly decorative. And then I bought another little package of buttons. And I'm probably going to put those on a button card as well. And she had this displayed, which I'll put a picture right here of this, these beautiful black and waxed with the Ottoman Amana on a little ironstone plate. And it was just beautiful. So I love that. And then the last one, which I think a lot of people didn't see, they were actually all sitting there and I couldn't believe people weren't snatching them up. And I said, did you guys see this vintage Santa? And everybody in the room, and they were gone like that. But I'm hoping she'll have more on her website. These are really, really beautiful. It's just a vintage Victorian Santa, and she's got this beautiful little twig of greenery here, and then the star anise down here, and it's hanging from this seam binding, and it's gorgeous. It's going to find a special place. And the greenery is actually a part of the mold. It's not like just decorative in the package. So I love that. That was fantastic. And everything just smells amazing. Love it. I love her little mini trims. These are not easy to find. Again, they're available on our website. And so I got them in all the primitive colors that I thought. She was out of the linen by the time I went back for them, but how pretty are those? And then I got some waxers, which I thought these are great just to throw in a project bag. I'm always it feels like I'm always looking for my waxers. And these are little motifs or little pictures from her actual designs from her samplers. So this is Pink Sparrow. Yeah. So those are really nice. And these are just not scented. They're meant to be used So these are just 100% pure plain beeswax. So perfect for conditioning your threads. I have a couple other gifts here. So Colette, who is Highway Stitcher, also used to raise goats. She bred and raised and showed Oberhasli. And she brought me this beautiful scissor fob, Home is Where Your Herd Is. And just so pretty. Thank you, Colette. I love this. And Kim Parda, knowing my love of teeny tiny scissors, went above and beyond. And I actually have been using these. So these are these little teeny tiny Japanese scissors. I keep these next to my stitching spot, and I actually keep them in the box because they're so tiny. I'm so terrified I'm going to lose them. And so I just open it up and take them out when I need them. They bring me so much joy. I don't know what it is about teeny tiny little things. They have a actual leather little case, and look at those. And they cut actually really nicely. I could not just throw these in a project bag. I would lose if I didn't keep it like this. I'm just terrified I'd misplace them. And look at the little tassel. How cute. I love it. Love it. So thank you, Kim. You know I just adore this. This was so thoughtful. Okay, and I think that that's about all that I have time for. That's almost an hour, and to be honest, I just need to get going and hopefully bring my husband home. So I'm going to try and do another video soon because I have like a ton to show you, but I need to get some stitching done because obviously you're here to see some stitching. So one thing, I did want to show you one other thing. This is an older finish, but for those of you who were in Amana, or maybe you just love Amana as much as I do, there is a sampler. It's called Amana Inspirations. It's by the Needles Notions, I believe. This chart is still available. If you Google Amana Inspirations cross stitch, it should pop up. And I stitched this a few years ago for my mother-in-law and got it back when she passed away. It did have as a sampler, and it had the alphabet down here at the bottom, which I decided not to stitch, and instead I customized it. My husband's great-grandmother was the last kitchen boss. There's a museum there, actually, of the Rudy kitchen in Middle Amana. So I put Middle Amana over here and the Rudy kitchen here. So it's all cross stitch and it's done in DMC. I did change the houses, and I put them in all these colors, even though this is not typical Amana colors. I don't believe the sampler really was either, but grapevines are very important in Amana, and you'll see all the houses have grapevines running along the house. So that's pictured there. And pressing the grapes and making wines was a big thing. And so that's there. And I like to think of this as Great Aunt Marie and Uncle Fred, who they were the last of our family who lived as communal members and never left the Amana. So it's really a special piece to me. So that's all I've got. Thanks so much for joining me for another video, and hope to see you again very soon. I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.
Things that we have. Yes.
What I love about this, that witch,
Yeah, that's a
same
sweet.
chart.
Oh, yeah. 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 Very nice.
And still, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's so cute.
So we're going to have to make some.
That's the one I wanted. Did you get it?
30 seconds.
Oh, you did? I stole from you? No, I didn't.
Yeah, I picked this one first. Yeah, oh, that's gorgeous. I mean, and I the whole thing.
Yeah, I love
The trees. So everyone's going to be looking for big antiques.
It's nice, yes. I love this pattern. I haven't got it yet. I was debating because I didn't know if I wanted to stitch it.
Yeah, and Julie said, I have the chart. You have to stitch it now.
That's beautiful. And that's a needle.
That's cute. But I love mine and the one I got. Yeah.
Any of them just wonderful to go.
Enjoy.
I will.
Yeah. I don't know how you do that.
It's charming.
Get the spool.
I guess maybe you glue it or sew it on the side. Like this is a separate piece. That's really interesting. Yeah. I like that.
This group is the boss of the exchange. Like, no joke. Okay, so this is stitched over 1 on 40 count.
And you can, but in pictures you can't tell. You know what I mean?
It's not the cutest.
You have no idea how tiny.
Well done. Oh, that's yours, isn't it? This is the stitcher right here.
No, it's yours now.
It's a very cutthroat exchange.
Yeah.
Oh, Teresa, that's right up your alley.
You know what? What are y'all into? I'm all into not sitting.
Boo! All into not sinning. Blah, blah. Oh, Tina does a good one, too. I like ball tip needles. Oh, yeah. Oh.
I wish I was Alaska or Hi. Okay.
Hi, Kay.
From Louisiana. Okay. And I'm Stephen. Yes, ma'am. Pam. Pam.
I forget what Pam.
Wham, bam, thank you, Pam. Wham.
Did I?
Can you guys hear the coyotes? It is 4:49, and that pack of coyotes just woke me up. Okay, I'm sorry. I totally forget to Instagram, but look at who I'm with. Kim from Canada. She's back there still, you know, supporting the economy. And we're in Iowa now. So we're in Amana, and we're antiquing. Finding quilt tops. All sorts of goodies. All the vintage Santas. Look at all the frogs. Oh, look at that whole thing is filled with them. And more here. And more here. Good morning. So we're at Rawson's bed and breakfast in Homestead, Iowa. So I just thought I'd show you my room. This is an actual, it's not like decorative, it's an actual exposed brick wall. So cute little stitchy area. And cute little bathroom. So cute. Bed's not made. Very comfy. And it's about breakfast time. Oh. I hear blow dryers. Let's see who's in this room.
Good morning. Hello.
Is Lisa up?
She is.
Where is she?
She's getting beautifuler.
What the hell?
Okay, here. I'm gonna hope I don't fall down the stairs. I hear.
Good morning. Chicken fried steak.
Okay, so this is our breakfast.
And what is it, Michelle?
It's a
Black Forest cheesecake French toast.
Yes.
Black Forest cheesecake French toast. So there's a filling in between there. It is delicious. Okay, so we're staying, this is Homestead, which is one of the 7 colonies, or one of the 7 neighborhoods. And this is Rawson's. And this is originally where we were going to have the retreat, but that building's a little too rustic. And then lots of people are staying at Deheimet, which is, you know, where Kitten Stitcher did her video from this morning. She's up on that 2nd floor there. Hitting another antique shop today. Look at this, friends. These are the gallon pickle jar size. Good find. And this one's coming home with me. Look at all the goodness in there. Here's a great candidate for a Save the Stitches. Okay, so how cute are these? And look at the vintage quilts. So we're at the Woolen Needle in Williamsburg, Iowa. They are a quilt and wool shop. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. This is
So anyway, they have their few patterns that
that's a lot of strips right there.
I don't really need all of that. So I'm gonna just do a little Rodney here, and maybe if I'm doing a little one, I
So cute. These little cigar rolls are like 6 inches by the length of the fabric, like 44 inches. They also carry all sorts of hand-dyed wool. Oh my gosh, look at that. And these are for rugs.
And there's some that are like turned like this.
It'll be back on their website
Wow.
once we get it rekitted.
And, you know, I like those for some stuff I'm doing, and then I like these, but when I saw the grain on this, I go, unstacked.
Yes.
It has Colette written on it.
Oh, I have no idea when that.
Oh, there's more of this. This is
Thank you so much, guys. Oh, sorry, I don't want you to.
Oh, cute. Look at all these
You want
patterns.
the autumn runner or the pumpkin heart nest?
Oh,
Look at that.
that is beautiful.
Look at that wool. Oh, look at this.
Oh, that's beautiful too.
Look at this stitching.
Oh, look at these. Look at these little pin cushions. It's a bobbin. Those are very sweet. We got a little punch needle. Cute. Oh, this is so cute. Look at that quilt, so pretty. Oh, look, it's a whole series. Look at these. Those are really cute. Oh, and they have chunky yarn. Oops, sorry about that. These are pretty. Very cute store.